Boom. All right, we're recording. Alrighty gang, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chase and this is Mabel. I'm a personal trainer. She is a freeloading mutt. But believe it or not, we spend a ton of time in this very office. I'm seriously in this office like all the time. I'm here designing programs for my clients. I'm here editing YouTube videos. I'm here still working a day job. I'm here doing freelance graphic design work on the side. Not to mention, I even spend some of my downtime in here watching my favorite videos on YouTube. So if you think you spend too much time in your office, well, welcome to the club. And I know that you don't need me to tell you that too much time in the office is generally unhealthy, especially if we're sitting down and staring at screens all day. And Mabel agrees, so I'm gonna let her get out of here because she doesn't really have a job. She's just kind of a freeloading mutt, so be free. Hang on, before she goes, she knows I have a treat. Hop up. High five. Good, Bean, here you go. Okay, you can go. So where was I? Yeah, we both know that this isn't necessarily the healthiest thing in the world. So that's why we're breaking out the whiteboard again to talk about desk health. How you can work from home and still achieve your fitness goals by just setting up your home office a little more optimally than before. So you'll notice here right under the heading on the whiteboard today, I have a little quote. I am not liking this video because I care about your dog's health. I thought that was pretty funny. That came in the comment section on last week's video. I forget who said it, but I'll bloop your name up right now. Because in last week's video, I said that every time somebody likes the video, Mabel will get a treat, which would have turned out to be quite a few treats. But she is on a lean bulking phase, so that's totally fine. That dog is getting ripped. She can bench press like 300 pounds. And I think that's gonna be a new follow through on these whiteboard videos. So if you wanna enter to have your comment on the next whiteboard, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and then comment below with the secret emoji. And the secret emoji will be revealed at the end of this video. Anyway, before revealing these top tips for staying healthy while working a desk job or working from home, I wanna go over why sitting all day is generally not the best thing for your health. Now this is pretty obvious and it probably goes without saying, but when you do sit for extended periods of time, you burn very few calories as compared to standing or walking intermittently. When you're seated for like 3 to 4 hours, your resting calorie burn just sinks. It plummets almost down to like 1 calorie per minute. And not only does excessive sitting result in very little calorie burn, but also results in less blood flow. So we got less blood flowing through your body, to your muscles, to your brain. So if you want to be able to recover from your workouts in the gym, or if you want to be able to work with your fullest attention, sitting for too long can be a big problem in the short term. Now in the long term, too much sitting is going to result in decreased bone density and decreased muscle mass overall, which are both very important factors of health, especially as we age. We don't think about it when we're young. We think that we can sit and work away all day and then sit down and play video games all night, and trust me, I'm guilty of this too. But it's important to realize that as we age, having good bone density and muscle mass matters more and more each and every year. Not to mention there is a strong correlation between excessive sitting and obesity, and that just comes with all of the negative health consequences of obesity. Generally just increasing your risk of preventable health conditions across the board. Too much sitting is gonna cause problems not just in the short term, but also in the long term. And I know if you have a job like me, you can't just up and quit your job and run around outside all day like the humans we were designed to be.
Ah, this is where you die!
So what can you do about it? Well, let's tackle some strategies. The first tip is to have one beverage on your desk at all times, and that's what the little coaster is for, so you just have one, and it also will help protect your desk if you have a wooden desk like me. So obviously having a drink on your desk all day is going to encourage you to drink more and just stay hydrated. I often recommend that people drink about 1 gallon of water total per day. It's just gonna generally be good for your health in a myriad of ways. But aside from that, it's also gonna make you get up from your desk to refill your drink every once in a while. It's also gonna make you get up from your desk and go to the bathroom. And the liquid in this cup should generally just be anything 0 calorie. Ideally a lot of water, but you can also do seltzer, you can also do coffee, you can do tea, you can do diet soda. Right now I got my Star Wars mug and I drink decaf, don't tell anybody. But really, you can be drinking anything. Just make sure it's one drink at a time, because I have ran into this issue in the past where I become a drink hoarder, where I'll just hoard 12 drinks and I'll never need to get up unless I have to go to the bathroom, which is just right down the hallway anyway. So keep it to one drink at a time and make sure that you keep refilling that drink every time you finish it. This is gonna help you get a ton more steps in throughout the day, a lot more activity than usual, and just the mere act of standing up and moving around every once in a while is gonna be great for blood flow and overall total body mobility. So do what you can to stay hydrated and stay mobile throughout the day. And speaking of standing up every once in a while, tip number 2 is to stand up every once in a while. So you can see we got a couple of dudes down here. This first dude is working while sitting in a chair. Second guy is standing up. Third guy is on a ball, not in a wheelchair, though he could be in a wheelchair. And this last guy down here is actually working while laying down. And these are all different ways that I like to work throughout the day. I like to change up my position at least every hour. Whether you're sitting in a chair or standing up, doing either for too long is gonna result in some muscle compensations down the line. So every hour you wanna mix it up. That's why I have a standing desk and why I occasionally replace this chair of mine with a stability ball. And then any chance I get, perhaps if I'm answering some emails or reading some documents, I pull them up on my iPad or smartphone and just lay on the ground. Staying productive while laying down is gonna give your spine a break from just sitting up and erect all day. So here's to getting creative and exploring some new positions next time you get busy. Okay, that's enough of that. On to the next one. Here we have a little reminder to optimize your environment. So you'll see a couple key things in this beautiful picture of mine here. First off, I got my drink on my coaster as mentioned earlier. Second, I got a little sticky note on the corner of my monitor which reminds me of some healthy habits that I'm currently trying to implement into my daily job. So on my sticky note right now, I have a reminder to keep my shoulders back and my head tall while I work. I have a reminder to only check my email at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. as to be more productive throughout the day to actually work on projects instead of getting distracted and multitasking. And then another reminder to switch my position every hour. And just having that sticky note on my screen really keeps me from getting too sucked into my device. A very common problem that a lot of people have, especially if you're editing photos, graphics, and videos like me, is you get sucked into your device. You get that forward lean, your shoulders roll forward, your head juts forward, and we develop very tight muscles in our front here. Our pushing muscles get tight. And on the other side, we become very weak in the back here. Our rhomboids, our rotator cuffs, they're all becoming very weak and compromised over time. And this eventually echoes the whole way down your spine into lower back pain, which I'm sure we are all familiar with if you're a desk jockey like myself.
What do we got here?
Mega desk.
Of course.
Command Central, surveillance, gaming, and business.
Okay.
So that reminder just to keep your head tall and shoulders back has been super helpful to me. And as you get better at maintaining good posture while you work, you're also gonna get better at maintaining good posture while you drive, or while you eat dinner, or while you do anything in a seated position. Stop getting sucked in. Anyway, that's just a side tangent, but you'll also see here in this picture that I have a clock on my wall as to make sure that I'm getting up every hour. Although instead of just looking at a clock, I often use my watch. I have it vibrate every hour, which kind of wakes me up if I'm getting too sucked into the current project. And that vibration just tells me, hey, it's time to stand up or sit on the stability ball or go for a quick walk. You'll also see I really value having a window so that you can see outside, maybe let in some fresh air on a warm summer day. You might want to hang some posters on your walls that are slightly motivating or slightly encouraging. For me, I personally have posters of human anatomy on my wall, which just kind of reminds me that, hey, you're a personal trainer and this is an important part of your life. And just seeing all those muscles reminds me that you're full of muscles and you got to treat those things right. And lastly, we got some music notes flowing here. So just playing an upbeat song that can maybe put a smile on your face is actually going to go a long way in de-stressing you. And with less stress comes more willpower to actually get up and move around throughout the day. So keep those stress levels low. That's going to reflect in your health across the board. And I could talk about the implications of stress on health for an entire video, so let's not get into that. Let's get on to the next point. So number 4 is to protect your eyes by acquiring a set of blue light blocking glasses. And mine are kind of smudgy right now, but you'll see that these have a tint to them. And this yellow tint eliminates the blue light that comes from your screens. And if you don't want to wear these glasses, you can also download a software that controls the temperature of your screens. So there are 2 softwares that I like to use called F.LUX and NIGHTOWL. F.LUX just takes the temperature of your screen and makes it all warmer, whereas NIGHTOWL will take whatever windows you're in and turn them dark. And I'll link to both of those in the description of this video. And as for your iPhones and iPads, I know that they come with some built-in features to just change the temperature at night anyway, but make sure you are utilizing those because the color temperature that's coming out of your screen can really mess with your circadian rhythm. And you want your body to know that it's time to unwind and go to bed when it's time to unwind and go to bed. And having too much blue light exposure in the evening is very correlated with poor sleep. And the reason that you want a warmer temperature light like a red light or a yellow light instead of a blue light in the evening is that yellow and red light doesn't mess with our circadian rhythm as much. And this is probably because over thousands of years of human evolution, we became very adapted to looking down at bright fires, red and yellow fires in the evening right before we would go to bed. And that was comforting. That would put us into rest and digest mode. Whereas in the morning, cortisol would rise because we see blue lights, we see the blue sky, and it's time to get up and take some action. But nighttime is not the time for a fight or flight response. So if you need to use screens late in the evening, make sure you're paying close attention to the color temperature and make sure that you're breaking out them blue light blocking glasses. And personally, I find that the more I work with these blue light blocking glasses on, the better I feel at the end of the day. After a long day of work, say if I had to spend 8 hours in front of a screen, I'm gonna have some serious eye strain, but if I have these on, it's not nearly as bad. And I don't have the science to back that up right now, but that's how it works for me. Sorry. All right, back to the highly scientific whiteboard. Let's talk about the next tip. Tip number 5, incorporate micro meditations, micro movements, and micro mobility sessions in throughout the day. And this one goes along with what I've already been saying about changing your position every hour or standing up and moving around every hour. If you can squeeze some micro mindfulness and meditation into your routine every hour or two, that's gonna have huge implications down the line. So for the micro meditation, just try to implement a deep breath into your routine every once in a while. I mean, I work long days and they do get stressful. It's like one damn thing after another. Projects from the beginning to the end of the day. I know how you feel. But sometimes just taking 30 seconds to sit back, close your eyes, and do 5 deep breaths can make a huge difference on your stress levels. And that's all that a micro meditation is. I'm not asking you to dedicate 15 minutes to some headspace course. I'm just saying sit back, close your eyes, and breathe for a second. And this is great to do whenever it's time to switch positions in your desk. And aside from that, you want to be looking for those little pockets of time in between tasks when you can just get up and go for a short walk, get a couple steps in. And this next dude here, he's doing pull-ups because one thing I like to do is I have a pull-up bar in my kitchen so that every time I go to my kitchen to refill my drink, I just bust out a pull-up or two. And this next guy here, he's doing some squat jumps because if you just can't seem to fit that movement into your day, try doing like a 30-day challenge. Try doing 100 squat jumps a day for 30 days so you can just do like 10 every hour that you're working. And what this will do is it'll help you commit to just getting your heart rate up and getting your blood flowing once every hour or so. I personally remember from my challenge when I did 200 burpees a day every day for 30 days, which was an incredibly stupid challenge. Every 45 minutes I had to do 10 burpees, which although the actual exercise was rather exhausting, I felt more energized throughout the day because I kept moving my body. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. And this last guy here, he's just having himself a little nap. He's laying down on a pillow and getting some shut-eye to break up his day. Now personally, I haven't napped since I was about 4 years old, but I know that for some people napping can be perfectly healthy and a great way to just de-stress and decompress for a minute. So like a 20-minute power nap, go for it. I just can't nap. I don't know, I got issues. Although I did nap this one time on my 22nd birthday when we went to a bar and I tried a drink with absinthe in it. 20 minutes later, I'm asleep. Absinthe is a weird liquor. Do you know anything about it? Let me know in the comments. I'm still confused about that experience.
What's that? It's absinthe. Fromer says it's illegal in the States because it makes you hallucinate and go crazy.
Anywho, this last tip here, number 6, perhaps the ultimate tip, the best way to stay healthy while working a desk job, while working from home, while stuck in the office, is to get the heck out of the office. You want to be taking advantage of every little opportunity you get to just stand up and get away from your screen. Go outside and get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, get some steps in, create some distance between you and your work. But I don't mean that you can't be working while you're out of your office. Personally, anytime I have a client call that doesn't need me to be near my computer, I get up and walk while I'm talking to my client. I actually really like busting out my AirPods and just talking to people through these while I go for a walk. Half the time, people don't even even know that I'm outside walking around, and then they'll be like, oh my God, are there birds chirping in your office? And I'm like, no, I'm a mile away from my office right now. We've been talking for a while and I've been walking for a while. But now that it's wintertime, I still take a ton of calls while walking on my treadmill in the basement. You gotta do what you gotta do to stay mobile and active throughout the day. If you really wanna make a change, then you have to make changes. Find those opportunities to get up and get out of your office. And this guy here, he's got bonus points because not only is he using a retro phone from like the 80s, but he also has his water with him. So he's gonna hang up that phone call and probably go for a tinkle and then refill his drink, and you know, he's getting steps in. So he is just crushing it, guys. I want you to be more like that stick figure, and I want you to start crushing it. So I'm gonna put the whiteboard away and initiate my standing desk. I'll bring you guys along for the journey as we stand up, but I just want you guys to remember, being stuck in your home office does not mean you need to be crippled by your home office. Do not let, excuse me, this thing gets a little bit higher. Let's go. We're going. Let me raise my lighting setup here. There we go. But what was I rambling about? Oh yeah, I guess the message is the circumstances that you are currently in might be out of your control. You might need to work a lot. You might be stuck behind a screen. You might be stuck in your office just like me. I'm in here all the time, but you can't be a victim to that office. Do what you can. Set those reminders and actually make changes. I know it's gonna be really easy for you to watch this video and then go click on some other video and watch that video and never make any change. But all of this knowledge without execution is just a party trick. You actually have to put that knowledge into practice. You have to make changes. So please make just any of these changes to your home office and see how it affects you. Maybe you're just gonna drink more. Maybe you're gonna get a sticky note. Maybe you're gonna optimize your workspace or buy some blue light blockers. I don't care what you do, just do something. But before you do anything, you have to leave a comment on this video so that you can be featured on next week's whiteboard. And the secret emoji is going to be, let's start with something fun. Let's make it a banana emoji. I want to see some banana emojis from my subscribers in the comments below, and I'll pick one of these comments and put it on the board next week, I promise. And that's that for this week. So until next time, I want you guys to continue working hard, but also work smart and make those subtle little changes that are gonna have huge health implications in the long run. This is your life, this is your body. You have the power to make great changes. You can also let me know in the comments if there's any video topic ideas you'd like me to cover in the future to help you make these changes. So until then, I'll be looking out, let's talk, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.